We've been in a global pandemic since March of 2020. I've been all cooped up in the house, but I've done a few things to help me fight the progression of depression during the pandemic. And here's what I've done while being cooped up in the house. At the beginning of the pandemic, I was eating a lot of junk food, so I buckled down and decided that I wanted to have a healthier lifestyle. I began learning how to cook healthier food thanks to the internet that only took a few ingredients and wasn't that expensive. I've been learning how to incorporate more things like chicken and salmon into my meals, and honestly, I can notice the difference. I have a lot more energy now, especially since cutting out pork. This is something that I think I will keep doing even after COVID is over. One of my favorite things about cooking healthy meals now is that the majority of my ingredients actually come from my garden. Inside my garden, I grow things like herbs and vegetables to help me continue my healthy lifestyle. Another one of my favorite hobbies that I picked up during COVID-19 is reading. I was doing a lot of reading when I was younger, but I definitely stopped once I hit a teen. I've dived back into it to figure out what I like to read, and I found out that that's history. So every other week I read one book, and I'd like to. This week I'm reading a book called Race for Profit. It is a book that explains how the banks and real estate industry undermined black home ownership. This is especially interesting to me because one day I would like to own a home, and I want to know the history behind what we've went through as black people to own homes. Being a mass media arts major, especially a journalism concentration, it didn't feel right that I wasn't involved with any of my local media. So what I decided to do one day was sit down and reach out to some local newspapers to see if I could possibly land a pitch. And I did. I landed over 6 pitches, and now I have bylines that I wouldn't have had before if I wasn't in COVID-19. So I guess something really positive did come out of it. I even found this internship right down the street from my house that has provided me with so much experience as well as camera equipment to teach me the other parts of the mass media world. I probably would have never learned this if I wasn't cooped up. The highlight of this internship, as well as my experience during COVID-19, was learning how to work the cameras and work on a set during a documentary. This is very exciting for me because right before we left Clark Atlanta University, my friends and I were working on a documentary highlighting the importance of Atlanta culture. Due to COVID-19, we had to stop and leave, and the majority of the footage got lost. But I know now that I know how to actually shoot, I would have been able to be more helpful during the process. So now when we get back, I am sure that I will be able to help my friends finish our documentary. During the pandemic, I've grown and learned a lot. I've even voted for the first time. I've got to spend time with friends and family, which I wouldn't have been able to do if I was in Atlanta. All in all, COVID-19 and being cooped up has been difficult, and the world has changed forever. I still wouldn't want to do this again, but I would much rather stay in the house, wear my mask, and wash my hands to be able to protect my friends and family. I love them too much to lose them to a pandemic. Make sure you wear your mask, guys.